Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home upper body workout. Today we're going to be sculpting our upper arms and our backs, as well as working our chest muscles and our core. I'm going to be using a set of 3-pound hand weights and a set of 5-pound hand weights, switching between the two when we do our weight work. All the rest of the exercises will be done weightless using body weight resistance. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up. So you can stand for this, or you can be kneeling like me or sitting cross-legged. We're going to bring the arms out in front at shoulder height. Palms are facing in toward each other. Keeping the hips facing forward, we're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're just going to send one arm out to the right, looking out at the fingertips, stretching through the neck, and then back to center, and then open arm to the left, and back to center, following our hand with our eyes as we move from side to side, keeping those hips facing forward and focusing on an upper body rotation here. The arms stay at shoulder height, the neck stays nice and long, and the chin stays parallel with the floor as we rotate from side to side. Nice work. Get as much of a rotation as you can, and be sure to really stretch through the neck as you look back at those fingertips. Good. Breathe out to rotate. We've got 3. Twist a little bit further, and 2, and last one each side. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to move into some arm circles backwards, so make sure you've got space behind you. We're going to sit up nice and tall here, and then we're going to sweep the right arm back, and then sweep the left arm back, alternating arms, really reaching and stretching through those fingertips, opening through the chest, and lubricating those shoulder joints. Good. Lengthen and stretch back behind you. Get as much of a circle in as you can to really exaggerate the movement. Sliding your fingers through the air, reaching and stretching. Nice work. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bring our arms into right angles. Elbows are at shoulder height, chest is nice and open, core is engaged, and then we're going to squeeze those forearms together. So open and squeeze the forearms together. Open, contract the shoulder blades, and bring forearms together, keeping those elbows at shoulder height, keeping those shoulders down away from your ears. So your neck is really nice and long here. Crown of head is elevated up toward the ceiling as you open and close those arms. Inhale and exhale. Now as you pull those elbows back, knit your shoulder blades together. Good, without puffing out your chest or arching your spine. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to bring ourselves down into an all-fours position. The knees are below the hips here. We're going to walk our hands out a little bit further in front of the shoulders, keeping the wrists and the elbows and the shoulders in line. From here, we're going to curl the toes. We're going to lower the forearms down to the mat into a forearm tap. Bring the arms straight and shoot forward, shoulders above wrists into plank. Repeat. Lower the knees. Lower the forearms, push up through the heels of the hands, and shoot forward into plank, plug navel in towards spine. Repeat. Hold for a split second in plank before lowering into that forearm dip. Good. Make that forearm dip really count. Make sure the elbows don't splay out to the sides. They stay in line with those shoulders. And we have weight in the heels of the hands as we push up. Good. Creating a nice flat line with the body as we extend into plank. Keeping those toes curled. so you can move easily between the two positions. Nice work. Keep moving. Really challenge yourself by lifting your abdominal wall up towards your spine as you shoot into plank. We've got 3, warming up that upper body, and 2, engaging the core. Last one, we're gonna come and hold in plank. Make any minor adjustments you need to. Lift your abdominal wall, broaden your shoulders. We're gonna come forward a couple inches and back, flexing the heels. Forward and back. Forward and back, supporting yourself with those arms. Core is elevated, muscles engaged. We've got 5, 4, 3, lift that abdominal wall, 2, and 1, back to center. Lower down, flatten the feet, and use your hands to help you to ease down to the mat. Nice control. From here, find the center of your mat. Take your hands on either side of your shoulders. Make sure that your shoulders are set back away from your ears. Your neck is really nice and long. Your legs are hip distance apart and your gaze is down on the floor. From here, we're gonna take a nice deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're just gonna elevate up onto the forearms, pressing the elbows into the floor, lengthening through the spine and out through the crown of the head. Lower, keep the neck nice and long, and lift. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears and contract those upper back muscles as you lift. Inhale and exhale. So remember, you're using your upper back muscles to get the lift. You don't want to be collapsing in the low back. So think about focusing on length and drawing those shoulder blades down and together as you lift. Good. Pressing up through the elbows and the forearms. Inhale, lower, just hover, and exhale, lift. Keep lengthening out through the crown of your head. Keep your gaze down on the mat. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and final 1. Nice work. Now we're going to do a similar movement, but now we're going to float the hands up above the mat. So the hands stay where they are, shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to inhale here and exhale, hover the hands up off the mat. Shoulders are down, neck is long, and then lower, just hover the hands and lift the chest. Lower and lift. Contract those shoulder blades together. Lift. Draw the elbows slightly in toward each other with every lift. Focusing on those upper back muscles. Doing the work to lift that chest up off the mat. Don't lift your head here. You don't want your neck to be cranked up like this. You want your neck in line with your spine. Good. Gently pulling those shoulder blades together with every lift. Plug belly in towards your spine as you lift as well. That'll help to protect your low back and also to work your core. Lower and lift. Lower and contract those upper back muscles. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. So even with a small range of movement, you can get a lot of work in by remembering to contract those muscles and use your upper back to get the lift. Same thing again, but now we're going to have our hands splayed out to the side of the body, palms facing down to the floor. We're going to inhale, hovering the chest, and exhale, lift the arms, drawing the shoulder blades together. Lower, tap the hands down to the mat, and lift. Lower, and lift the arms, lift the chest. So as I'm lifting my arms, again, I'm knitting those shoulder blades together, contracting those upper back muscles, lifting the backs of the hands up toward the ceiling, not lifting so high that I'm compressing the low back. Good. We've got 6. Lift a bit higher if you can. 5, 4, draw shoulder blades together for 3 and 2, nice long neck. And last 1 and lower. Nice work. Now we're going to turn the palms so they're facing in, thumbs are down, little fingers are facing up toward the ceiling. We're going to hover the chest up off the mat and lift the arms as high as they can go. Keeping a nice straight line with the spine, we're going to start pumping the arms. So we're elevating those little fingers up toward the ceiling. Shoulder blades are squeezing together, neck is long, backs of the arms are switched on here. Lift the chest a bit higher if you can. Keep pulsing. Strengthening that upper body. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lift an inch higher, lift the arms a little higher and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the hands on either side of the shoulders. Push yourself up. Take your knees nice and wide and sink back into child's pose, drawing your armpits down toward the floor, really lengthening out through that tailbone, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, filling the back of the rib cage. And exhale, lengthening through the spine and breathing all the air out of the lungs. Amazing work. Now we're going to get into an all-fours position. We want our wrists below our shoulders and our knees below our hips. From here, we want nice broad shoulders, so gently push the mat away from you and curl your toes. We're gonna come up into a shin lift, and we're gonna hold this first shin lift for 3 breaths. So I'd like you to inhale to prepare. Exhale, hover the knees up off the floor so your shins are parallel with the mat. Lift your abdominal wall, hold, inhale. And exhale, lift your abdominal wall, inhale. And exhale, don't let your bum lift up. Last breath, inhale. And belly to spine as you exhale. And soften knees down to the mat, nice hold. Now we're gonna come up again. This time we're gonna hold for 4 breaths. Nice broad shoulders, gentle bend in the elbows. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale. And exhale, lift abdominal wall. Inhale. And exhale, nice flat back. Inhale. And exhale, you've got this. Last breath, inhale. And exhale, lower the knees down to the mat. Nice work. Now we're gonna come up into our shin lift and we're gonna add some alternating knee taps. So I'm just gonna show you what it looks like to start with. I'm up in my shin lift and then I'm going to tap right knee, left knee, right knee, left knee, while engaging the core and keeping the shoulders as level as possible. So you're really powering up through those shoulders and those arms. Nice and stable. Let's go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift, plug belly in, lift those abs, and then right, left, right, left. Keep pushing the mat away up through the heels of those hands as you gently rock from side to side. Woo! Arms are working hard, core is working hard here. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold in the center for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Amazing work. Now you can flatten your feet down onto the floor. We're gonna walk our hands out just a little bit further in front of the shoulders, and we're gonna go into some forearm taps here, alternating sides. So again, wrist, elbow, shoulder in alignment. Forearms are parallel. We're putting the weight into the heels of the hands here, lowering the right forearm, straightening arm, then lowering the left, straightening the arm. Alternating sides, barely tapping that elbow down to the mat before you come up and do the other side. Try not to let your elbows splay out to the side as you tap from side to side. You want to keep those forearms parallel Again, the weight is in the heels of the hands. Good. Focusing on the backs of the arms doing the work, stabilizing the body, core engaged. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold at center. Gentle bend in the elbows. We're gonna lower, just hover the elbows above the floor and then push up to straight. Weight is in the heels of the hands. Muscles in the backs of the arms are working. So we're lowering and straightening, lowering and straightening. Don't let the elbows splay out to the side. You should really feel this in the back of the arm, backs of the arms. And if you don't, make any minor little adjustments you need to. Neck is long, gaze is on the floor. Keep lowering and lifting with control. Whew. The intensity is building up. You've got this. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Take your knees nice and wide. Keep your hips elevated and sink back into puppy pose. We'll stretch here for a moment, really elongating the spine, drawing the armpits down toward the mat, stretching out those shoulders for 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. Use your hands to help you to come into a kneeling position. We're now going to start using the weights. You can use a heavier set of weights or a lighter set of weights. Maybe you only have one set of weights. That's perfectly fine. You can also do some of these moves without weights, using long fingers, if you'd prefer to work with body weight resistance. All right, I'm gonna do these moves in a kneeling position. You can either be cross-legged or you could be standing. If you're standing, make sure that your legs are hip distance apart. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my heavier set of weights. They're my 5-pound weights. And I'm holding the weight in toward the chest, palms facing in. I'm gonna lift and twist the right arm, bringing the palm facing forward, lower, and then twist and lift the left arm, lower. Then we're bringing both up, bringing the palms facing forward for 2. So it's right, left, together for 2. Nice work. Right, left, together for 2. So I really want you to make sure that your spine is in neutral here. You're not arching, you're not rounding, and your chin is parallel with the floor. Really grow tall through this movement. Growing tall up through the crown of your head. Good. And when you're lifting that weight up, really push up through your fist. You're also lowering slowly and with control, keeping that tension on the muscles on the way up as well as on the way down. Good work. 1, 2, together for 2. Nice. 1, 2, together for 2. Building muscle. Last set. 1, 2, together for 2. Amazing work. Lower the weight down. Keep the weight in the fists. I'm going to stay at this weight. I'm going to lock my elbows in toward the side of the body. Palms are facing forward here. And we're going to go into some simple bicep curls, bringing the weight to the chest and then lowering down to the sides. Good, and lower. So really locking that elbow in toward the side of the upper body is important here. You don't want that upper arm moving forward or backward as you hinge from the elbow to bring the weight to the shoulder. Good. Lower. Don't totally straighten the arms. Maintain a gentle bend and then pull right back up. And as you lower down, same as always, give it resistance. So don't just sort of let the arms and the weight flop down. You want to lower down slowly and with control. Good. So notice my elbow isn't pulling forward or backward. I'm really gluing those upper arms to my side body. Good. Give it a lot of energy. Keep that tension on the biceps. We've got 5, 4, 3, and 2, and final 1. Whew. Relax it down. I'm going to set this heavier weight off to the side, and I'm going to move on to my 3-pound weights for this next exercise. So I'm holding the weights in my fists, sitting up nice and tall, all those checkpoints, postural checkpoints in place. I'm going to hold the weight out to the sides at shoulder height, and then I'm going to round my arms, meeting the weights in the middle as though I was hugging a big tree trunk. So maintaining shoulder height with the arms, nice long neck, opening, round, keeping the arms rounded, and then bring them back together, hug that tree trunk. Open, gently squeeze the upper back muscles together as you pull those elbows back, and then close. So one of the trickiest parts of this exercise is keeping those arms elevated at shoulder height. Good, move slowly, move with control. Even though I'm only using 3-pound weights, I can really feel this. So I'm working those arms, working the chest, working the upper back and the shoulders. It's a very comprehensive move. So keep your neck nice and long. Don't let those shoulders lift up by your ears. We've got 5 more for 5, 4, belly to spine, 3, don't let those arms drop, 2, and 1, and relax it down. Whew, those were tough. Okay, now we're going to do an around the world exercise. So palms are facing forward. I'm sticking with this lighter weight. I'm going to bring the arms up, tapping the tops of the dumbbells together, and then lowering with control. So this one's really important to move as though you're moving through wet cement on your way down, so that your arms are staying engaged throughout the entire range of movement. Good. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift to meet the weights above your head. Good. Chest stays nice and open. We're not arching the spine here. Good work. Good. Keep the chin parallel with the floor. Gaze stays straight ahead. Nice work. We've got 4 and 3. Last 2. Woo. And final 1. Nicely done. Okay. Now we're going to go into some tricep extensions. This is one of my favorite exercises for sculpting the backs of the arms. I'm going to use my 2 heavier weights. You can either use 1 like so for your tricep extensions, or you can do what I'm doing, which is 2 together, or maybe you have a heavier single dumbbell that you want to use. That's an option as well. So I'm placing those weights together overhead, arms are straight, I'm not arching, I'm nice and tall through the spine. We're bending at the elbow, keeping those upper arms stationary, and then hinging from the elbow to extend the arms. Pushing up through the heels of the hands. We're really focusing on the backs of the arms here, doing the work. Lower and lift. Don't let that upper arm move around. We don't want the elbows to come forward. We want to keep them straight up and down. Good. We've got 4 and 3. Flex the backs of the arms for 2. And last 1. Now we're going to come back to those in a second, but first we're going to go into some pulses out behind us, still focusing on the triceps. So I'm holding each end of my dumbbell, sitting up nice and tall, then hinging from the hips, straightening the arms out behind and lifting. Little pulses, tensions on the back of the arm. Neck is long. We've got 6, 5, 4, lift a bit higher for 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lift an inch higher for 3, 2, 1. Relax it down, and we're going back to those tricep extensions overhead. So weights together or holding onto a single dumbbell, overhead and push up, straightening the arms. And good. Nice work. Don't let the elbows splay out to the side either. Keep the upper arms close toward the side of your head. Good. Keep it really controlled and stable here. Nice work. We've got 5, 4, 3, breathe through it, you can do it, for 2, and final 1. Lower it down. Final exercise here. We're gonna go into 20 pulses out behind us with that dumbbell. So holding onto either end of the weight, hinging forward, nice flat back, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, abs in. 8, 9, 10. Last 10, 9, 8. Squeeze those upper arms, squeeze those upper back muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lift an inch higher, lift, 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 and release it down. Amazing work. Good job. Okay, now we're gonna do some stretches and a little bit of a cool down. So we're gonna go into those arm circles that we started off with. Just regulating the breath, lengthening through those fingertips, really slow. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Moving into this cool down portion of the workout. Focusing on melting away tension in the upper back and the arms. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. Now from here, we're going to reach both arms up tall and twist to the side, looking out over the shoulder, lengthening through the spine, breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Come back to center, twist to the opposite side, stretching and lengthening. 1 more each side. Reach, 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 rotate. And last one. Nice work. Now we're going to bring the right arm overhead and gently pull back on the right elbow with the left hand. Very gentle, just enough so that you feel a stretch running all the way up the back of the arm. Letting those right fingertips trail down the center of the back. Pull back a little bit more if you can. Deepening the stretch for 3 and 2 and 1. Switch arms. Reach and pull back. Let those fingertips travel a little bit further down your spine as you pull that elbow back a little bit more for 3 and 2 and 1. Come into a cross-legged position facing me. Get nice and comfortable. Lift your shoulders up by your ears. Inhale and exhale, melt them down and back for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing work. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that upper body sculpt. I hope you felt it in those upper back muscles, those triceps, those biceps. I know I did. Great work. I look forward to moving again with you next time.